My weird and crazy unconventional study tips. Now, I've had to study my whole life. From my undergrad, I majored in accounting and finance, to getting my master's degree and earning other certifications. I've done a lot of studying, and here are some maybe untold study tips that can help you. Study till you sleep. For some reason, when I study and I study till I get tired and fall asleep, especially when studying in bed and falling asleep right next to the book, everything I read and review just sticks better. Someone tell us the scientific reason behind this, please, as I'm sure I'm not the only one who retains more information when actually sleeping on something. Of course, I don't mean literally sleeping on it. Get in the mood. Studying is better when you are in the right mood, but this doesn't mean just to wait for it to happen. You have to make it happen. Drink the latte, have a coffee, eat your ice cream or the cheesecake, whatever it is that can help you set your mood. Turn on a candle, whatever your thing may be. Little things can have a huge difference in setting you in the right direction. Interactive studying. Don't just read over your notes, you must actually do something interactive in the process. Here are a few examples. You can summarize your notes by making them even more condensed, write things down differently, map them out, draw a diagram, use colors, basically, make fun and appealing study notes. Have discussions with friends, study buddies, or family about what you're studying. This greatly helps with retention of information, and somehow, as you discuss the topics and methods, you will remember them better. You need to find the right people to have these discussions with. Read and express it to yourself out loud. Hearing it out and even gesturing while explaining it to yourself makes the process more interactive. You can even record yourself and listen to it. While reading or explaining concepts to myself out loud, I tend to go full on with hand gestures and facial expressions, and this helps engrave the information as I'm not just reading it. You are actually hearing yourself, feeling it, and making memorable gestures and expressions of what you're explaining. Have study time blocks and reward yourself with breaks. For example, study for 1 hour and take a 10-minute break. This makes you power through the study time and makes you feel good about earning the reward at the end. Self discipline is required for this. Teach someone the information. This is a big one. Even when I didn't fully understand something, as I began explaining it to someone else, usually a classmate who needed assistance, it made more and more sense even to myself. And then I wouldn't forget it. There's something about teaching it to someone else that makes it unforgettable. Make a rough plan so you know how much content you have, how you will get to study it all, and ensure you cover all the topics. Otherwise, you may spend too much time on one topic and not have adequate time to cover a more complex topic at the end. Depending on the subject matter, it usually is better to know a little bit of everything than a lot of only a few topics. Likely, tests and exams cover a range of topics, and being able to hit the easy marks on every question is crucial. Usually, even if you are even somewhat familiar with a topic or at least had time to review it, you can hit up a few points on the question. But if your study plan doesn't allow you to cover all topics, then you are risking missing out on hitting some easy marks on certain topics. For example, if you have 10 chapters, divide them over a realistic study timeline. For instance, you may have 2 chapters to cover per day or whatever time frame you are working with, in a way where all chapters will be covered in time while also sparing you a few days as final review days. The final days I like to call more of grace time. Whether they turn out to be final review days to catch up or touch up on topics, they're also meant as your emergency study time to make up for lost time. I mean, life happens, shit happens, and there are many times your study plans will get screwed, and this safety net or grace period will be useful. You can do a random memory test by prompting yourself to recall certain topics studied randomly throughout the day. If you prompt yourself to recall certain aspects of what you have studied at random times, this will test yourself and you'll be able to see how much you are retaining. And it's also training your memory muscle. Flexing your memory will make it stronger. I often will prompt myself to recall certain information on various topics studied while making my coffee, using my bathroom, or other opportunities where you may multitask by doing whatever it is you are doing, usually the mindless day to day activities, and turning them into memory test opportunities to see if you are retaining the information you are studying. So these were some unpopular study tips that worked for me throughout the years. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel.